Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing tonight? Um, this is another episode of Stepping Into She, and we have an amazing conversation with Elonda tonight. I'm so excited to have her on. Let's see if we can have her jump in. And we'll give her a couple of minutes to jump on. But we're going to talk all about our podcast. If you haven't caught our podcast, America's Black Momma podcast, do that. It's really, really good. And we are going to talk a little bit about her journey to becoming, how she started the podcast, who she is, and get to know her a little bit more. So we will give her a couple of seconds to jump on, and hopefully we can get her in. Let's see. Hello. Let's see if she can jump on. Hey!
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Can't complain.
Good. I had a little bit of music playing in the background.
I know, right? I'm loving it. Okay, come on. Look, fits the occasion. Okay.
I know. I was like, in my head, I was like, what song fits her? And I was like, this one.
Definitely
This
so.
one right
Nail on that. Okay. Yes.
So I'll turn this down a little bit. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good. I'm glad. And I know you're in South Carolina, North Carolina?
Yes.
Okay. How is it down there, the weather and everything?
Bipolar. In the morning time, it is usually cold, chilly,
Mm-hmm.
and about noon, it's hot. There's no need for long sleeves by noon.
I don't miss those days. I feel like in Jersey, we've gotten to a place where we stay around 65 all day now.
I miss winter. Lord, I miss the cold weather.
Oh.
I really do. I love coats. Oh, well, no, wait a minute. Let me take it back. Y'all
maybe not the cold weather.
Y'all on another level of cold, okay?
Right.
Completely different level.
Right. Awesome. All right, so we'll jump right in and get to know you. So tell us a little bit about who Elonda is, the woman behind the podcast, America's Black Momma.
I should. Yeah. I am Elonda. I go by Styles on social media. I am a single mother of two. I have a 14-year-old son and a 4-year-old daughter. Yeah, big age. Yeah, big age. But I actually have been a registered nurse for probably about 10, 12 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I've been a registered nurse. But as I've been going through nursing, I've started to branch off and do different things. So because I'm big on trying to find your purpose, you know?
Yeah.
So I wasn't that way at first. Definitely wasn't. But now I am in a good place where I can actually focus on doing the things that I love. Also, I like to shop.
Yes, when I first started following you, it was like all the clothes, all the fashion. I was like, yes, I like it.
I like to tell people it's like a shopping habit that turned into a business. Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay. Yes.
That's how you do it.
Do what you love. Yes. But I originally started out being a personal stylist. And I still do it just on occasion. Had an online clothing boutique, which I'm going to be relaunching soon.
Yes.
And but since I kind of stopped that after I had my daughter for a little while, but now I'm getting more into I feel like this COVID has really shifted a lot.
Yeah.
My thinking and thought process, and even down to business. So I've branched in. I originally, before Corona, I branched into doing more influencer marketing.
Yes.
So using my social media platform to promote and advertise for different businesses. But I'm still doing that, and my intention is to still do that. But since COVID, with all this craziness, girl.
Yes.
I feel like I'm watching We Live in the Days of Our Lives.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. These are literally like, oh my God, like the days of our lives. Yes. And the world turns, and God and Light, and Young and the Restless. You know them daytime stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some with drama every turn, every episode.
Every day.
Something new.
Oh God. So that's really how I started thinking about doing the podcast, because I wanted to do something motivational and inspirational.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll get into that. But that's basically me. I love to motivate people. I love to inspire people, and that's about it.
So you talked a little bit about your podcast. So I do want to say, you said you go by Elonda Styles, but you also have the podcast page. So you have 2 pages. So we know if we go to your podcast page, we will see a lot more about your podcast. But what can we see if we go visit the Elonda Styles page? What is some of the things you see on that page?
So Elonda Styles will be a combination of my podcast, America's Black Momma. Yeah. Will be featuring styling and specifically my form of style. My friends, I have an eclectic form of fashion. At first, I didn't know whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. You were like, now, because you know how when you go shopping with people, they be like, "Oh, that's something you would wear." I was like,
well, "What is that to say?"
Okay, exactly. So that's how I was. I was like, "What you trying to say, girl?"
Right.
After a while, I started embracing my eclecticness.
Yes.
So you'll see a lot of styling. You'll see a lot of I usually do like IGTV videos of my style. Putting things together, learning how to use your affordability to shop till you drop.
Yes.
Because stuff is expensive, and you need to know where to go and where to get it from.
Yes.
You'll see style. You might see some wigs, child, because I love to change his hair.
Yes.
You'll see some wig reviews. I also have a YouTube channel.
Okay, you're gonna have to tell us your YouTube channel so we can drop it in the chat.
Yes, Elonda Styles, sure. But that's basically my kids. You'll see my family. You'll see my friends. It's basically a lot of motivational stuff.
Awesome.
I'm huge on motivating and inspiring and pouring into other men and women.
I love that. I love that, and I feel like you get that from your podcast too. So we're gonna jump right into your podcast. I love it. I've been catching up on the episodes, and first, I love listening to you talk on the podcast.
I appreciate, girl. Like, genuinely, it makes my day, and you made my day that day, because I'm big on motivational, but I'm also big on spiritual and God. And I talk to God like he's my friend on the passenger side.
Yes.
So I'm like, your boy be looking out sometimes for your girl. Okay.
Right.
And so I'm big on that, and because I love to pour into other people, because sometimes you need that. That's important. Yes. So that day that you sent me that message, I was like,
I was listening to it. I was like, I love this,
girl. I promise.
I love it.
Because you get so nervous when you're doing stuff. Like, you just think like, dang, is somebody gonna watch this? Or what am I gonna look like? Or people gonna really care? Yes. But it takes a lot, and I applaud you, because doing what you're doing, especially with IGTVs, especially basically we're on the same realm of motivating and inspiring people and through our own stories.
Yes.
And I love that about you. Like,
thank you.
you. It's always genuine. It's always real, but it's always uplifting.
Thank you. I try.
It's a breath of fresh air, girl.
I always tell my friends, I'm like, let me go ahead and make the mistakes and tell you what not to do, so y'all can learn from me.
Okay. Okay.
Let me tell you how to make it better next time.
Exactly. But guess what? I always tell people, I'm like, listen, it is not failure.
Right.
I don't see that. I'm like, either I'm gonna succeed or I'm gonna learn.
Right. Right.
So if I'm not succeeding, and also you'll see on my page, Mary Kay. So I just started doing Mary Kay too.
Yes. Yes.
So,
yes.
Yes.
So many things that you have going on. So I do want to talk about you. Like, you got the full-time job, you're a mom, you got the podcast, you got Mary Kay, you're doing styling. There's so many things going on. So you are a boss in all realms. But I do want to talk a little bit about your podcast. So tell us why you started the podcast, America's Black Momma, and why did you pick that name? Because I love that name. When I first thought, I was like, oh, this is something that I would go to and be like, I got to listen to this because I need to know what she's saying.
Well, let me shout out to my podcast producer. Her name is Jessica. She genuinely, Insta Podcast is definitely, they are the ish, okay? Oh, yeah. I love God, but I cuss a lot. So he's
Girl,
still working.
fine. It's okay.
Yeah, he's still working.
Balance.
But,
you gotta do both.
Yes. I started it mainly because, well, I always wanted to motivate and inspire people. That has always been a good thing for me. But I started it because, like, with all this stuff going on in the world, I genuinely feel like, I know me, I'm not a politic connoisseur, but with all this stuff going on now, you can't help but to be engaged,
right?
And from all of it, I know me before this and the me now. Like, the me now didn't know a lot of the stuff that I knew that before. Like, go to social studies class, probably like, are we ready?
I don't even remember what I learned in social studies class. Now that she bring it up,
that was me. I was like, wait a minute, he can do that? Like, what do you mean? He didn't get fired yet? Like, so it was like, oh, I knew if I didn't know. And again, like, I went to college, I graduated from high school, all of this stuff. The fact that I myself have been these 30 plus years on this earth and still like, wait, didn't know these things. I was like, it's a lot of people that don't know,
right.
And then so a lot of people didn't know, like the COVID stuff that was going on, So being that I'm a nurse, I know how it is to be in the healthcare. So being in healthcare, it was just like, dang, like, I know the strain that I'm thankful that I'm able to work from home now as a nurse. But
that's really good.
Yeah, thank God, girl. God. This was a long time coming, and I'm blessed. But before this, I was in the hospital working nights and having 4 or 5 patients. So I can only imagine what they may be experiencing now.
Right.
Hey! I'm sorry, girl. They're my people. But yeah. So, but being in healthcare, I was like, dang, like, I know there's a lot of things that people genuinely do not know.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm watching, I'm listening, I'm absorbing, but I need to be telling people, like, talking about what's going on. But with it also being so dang crazy, I'm like, Lord, like, America done lost their damn mind. Like, what is going on here? Yeah. And if America had a black mama in charge, sweetie,
be all different.
Different. Girl, my friends be like, I was like, girl, I mean, clearly you don't have to know much to be in them positions, obviously.
Hello.
So yeah, so you don't have to know much. So I was like, I might as well. Like, I couldn't run for Congress, child. They probably kicked me out for cussing or something. They probably, because I'd be done. But
that's probably why you need to run for Congress. So you go up there and start cussing everybody out.
Child, I'll be over there. Sit your ass down. Like, man, you can't say that. Well, but yeah, so I started it because of that and the motivational piece, definitely. But also just like, I've had a lot of experience as a as not only as a Black mother, but my mom and my family and all the experiences I've had from dealing with loss from my own family, I just know that I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
So I use what I've learned to share it with other people so that I can motivate other people to keep going and share my story, but be like, listen, girl, I've been there.
Right.
Sometimes you need somebody that's a matter of fact. So when I started doing like American Black Mama actually came from a girl. Yes, she actually came up with the idea after I talked a long time, child. Girl, what? About what? But it worked out. And I actually love it now. Because again, I get to tell people what I feel. Because your mama gonna be guilty. Your mama
stuff you don't even want to hear sometimes. You ain't ask for it sometimes.
Your mama in general, nobody mean, okay? You ain't got nobody got to be talking to her. She gonna always tell you the truth.
Always ask you those questions. You can sit there like, why? What?
In front of people. They don't care. And you can't say nothing because that's your mama. So that is me. Like, that's me. Like, I'm like, listen, I'm nobody's yes man. I'm gonna tell you the truth whether you like it or not. But on the flip side of being a mama, of America's Black Mama, it's like, who's the one person you can always talk to about everything?
Your mama.
Who's one person that, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that's always gonna give it to you straight, whether you like it or not, but it's always in your best interest.
Your mama.
Right. And your mama can talk to you about any and everything.
Yeah.
But she's always gonna have, if nobody else got your back, your mama always got your back.
Yeah, that's true. And I love that about your podcast. It's very authentic. It's so authentic and relatable. And like listening to some of the things you talk about, it's like, I was thinking the same thing. Or like, yes, girl, I feel the same exact way. And I love that about it. And one of the things I liked when I first started listening to your episode was your episode on the evolution of becoming her. And I was just like, so in love with that episode.
Girl,
tell us a little bit about that evolution of you becoming who you are now.
Yeah. So with that, it genuinely is life experience, real life story. And it just basically was, I was in a position a few years ago where I was genuinely just living to please everybody. Not necessarily please everybody, but I was in a relationship and it was all about making that person, So while being, and I remember, girl, because I on your page, I was like, yes.
I was like, I've been there, girl.
yes. So when you post that, I was like, yes, honey, we is friends already. All girls and child, we friends, okay? But it started like with that part of like being everything for that person. And in that moment, it was like, but when I wanted to drift and kind of like come into my own, that me and that person was just not on the same level, So it took 10 years, of being in that situation to make me be like, okay, I realized I was changing, but the person wanted me to still be the person that they met years ago, So it was like, wait, it was like, what happened to the old Londa? I want the old Londa back.
She gotta grow. What you mean?
No, guess what? My response was, she gone. She coming back.
Right, exactly.
She is gone. Like, she is gone. Like, get over. Right? Girl, look, he ain't had like that too much. He ain't like that too much, but oh well.
Well.
Bye. It was just like, I was wanting to do more. I wanted to do my business more. I wanted to do like branch off. I wanted to like explore and be more, and he just wasn't there. Like, he wasn't at that point where he wanted me, where I wanted him to be, at that point.
Right.
But just from that experience, like, I was like, dang, like I've been through that. And so if I see a friend or if I see other people that are involved in something like that, I'm like, no, like you can't do that, you know? So I genuinely, girl, I'm trying to see what my son want to do. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
These kids.
Also being a mom.
Yeah. I'm trying to tell him I gotta call him right quick. But yeah, so like go take that meatloaf out.
Why are you FaceTiming me?
Boy, bye.
But why are you FaceTiming me?
The joys of being a mother.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But I'm on the phone, so I can't really take it. But yeah, so just seeing other people in that situation, and it was just like no, you can't. Like it genuinely took me a long time to get to that point. But if I can share my story with somebody and it helped them get to that point, because I think a lot of people feel like they're alone and they feel like they're the only one, and they feel like, oh my God, like I'm just living in this bubble. You know, I've had people come to me and be like, oh my God, like you remember what you said to me? I was like, girl, I talk about you know.
I've said a lot of stuff. So
I'm like, which one you talking about now? You know, but like it to hear them repeat what I've said, it's just like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, you know? And I would rather people fast forward through the stuff that I had to go through because I wish that somebody would have told me in that moment it was okay to be me.
Right.
It was okay to evolve. It was okay to become something different. And becoming something different was not the end all that be all, or it wasn't a bad thing. And I feel like in that moment, I had that, but it didn't click for a long time until I was just like, yeah, no, I don't know if something else is out there, but it ain't here. You know, it ain't here. So,
so for that, in all of that, because I love that, and I love how you talk very candidly and openly about like your journey and saying it took me a minute, like I wasn't there and I wasn't ready. So as someone listening in and saying like, I may be in that spot, or I'm with someone and I'm afraid to grow because then I'm gonna leave that person behind, or I'm afraid of who I will become if I grow. Based on your personal experience, what would you say to someone who may be in that space and thinking about like, I want to evolve, but I'm scared.
Right. I honestly, I would say one, talk my boy. You know, like people don't. I think sometimes we underestimate the power of talking to him. And I would say I'm not gonna say prayer, you know, because I do pray, but I also talk to him like he's genuinely my best friend. And I'm like, all right, hey, I want to do this now. So if you know, if this is what I'm supposed to do, show me. And I promise, every single time I've said it, I genuinely, he finds ways to show me. You messaging me was a way.
Yes, I love that.
Baby, you giving me that let me know. I was like, okay, she watched all the episodes. Like,
I did. I loved
it. But I'm telling you, like, it gave me, that was him. Like, you know, because every week get so busy. I know you got a career, you got your life, you are living. So that means so much when you take the time out to actually talk to other people or pour. That was your way for me pouring into me. You know?
Yeah.
I would tell him to talk to God, but also the biggest thing too is we can talk to him, but we have to listen.
Girl,
that's hard, y'all. It's hard. It is hard. It is hard. I know it. I've been there. Still
that
am.
Listening part, I'd be like,
you know, what you think?
I said that listening part, I'd be like,
oh yeah.
I'd be like, I know I asked for it, God.
Oh, you show. And he'd be like, Here she go.
Right.
Just ask me,
Right.
you know? But like listening, but also, like I said, like find things to, like, it is okay to be you. The right person is not going to want to change you.
Right.
They are going to see you, flaws and all, and still love your crazy ass. Like that, to me, like that person is going to pour into you, to feed into you. Like I'm a big person on energy. If every time, like thank God, I've gotten to a point now where I've been in situations, even after that situation, where it's like I could feel I was pouring into that person, but while pouring into them, I was emptying my own cup.
Ooh.
You know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, because I was emptying my, like, I'm over here like cup dry, you know, because I done poured all of my goodness into them.
Right.
You know? So like you get those feelings, because even with my ex, like I got feelings. I was like, I don't know if this person for me or not, you know. And I feel like, you know, at that point, he probably was throwing like breadcrumbs, but I was not paying no attention. Right, I'm leave a little trail. Like, right. Lord, she don't even got her glasses on. She can't see the trail. You know. Then he upgrades to like a basketball or something. Hit me back. Still ain't paying no attention, y'all. All right. But then he be like, all right, we're going to hit you with a brick. And the brick for me was, after 10 years, all that was him leaving. And after 10 years, leaving, cheating and leaving, 3 months later, marrying the person. that baby, how many bricks you need to build a house?
Right.
You know? So I mean, like that for me was the brick. You know?
Now, in that, what would you say that you learned about Elonda in that process that you cherish now that you felt like you didn't know then?
I literally, that when I found out that he had done got married, but I literally had to get on my knees, and I had to ask God to help me. I genuinely, and this is a true story, getting on my knees and saying, because I was borderline going to jail. But you know, but what I learned in all of that, dealing with all of that, oh my God, it is power and peace.
Yeah.
And I also realized that if I was going, this is how, again, I talk to my boy like this. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, God was talking to me like this. Listen, girl, I have big plans for you. But them plans that I got for you don't include that man. But I know you like to take them back. You gonna think that, oh, this is a sign that you're supposed to be there. So I have to give you something that was gonna hurt you so bad that even if he tried, you wouldn't let him back. And that is the biggest thing. Once that clicked for me, I was like, okay. And again, like, because there were moments where I wanted to go back. There were moments where I wanted to fight for him. There were moments where I wanted him to come back. And I feel like every single time, he showed me something. It was him getting married. That was a brick.
Yeah.
Look,
my God was like, oh, you ain't see that?
Yes. Yes. A week after he left out, I found out I was pregnant with my daughter.
Wow.
That was another brick. Him denying her was another brick.
Wow.
You know, so like it was like, see, she trying to go back, throw it again. So it was just like bam, 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 bam. To where it was like, okay. Okay. I am going somewhere and this chapter is over.
Right.
You know, so that is just the hurt, the pain, the disappointment, all of that stuff. Genuinely, it makes me value me more.
I like that.
Because a lot of people think, I feel like sometimes even with kids, I think about like kids and stuff. Like most of the time when you give kids everything, it takes the value out of it.
Yeah.
So they genuinely don't value stuff, you know? Like if you give it to them, if I gave my daughter an iPad and she broke it every time, that means she don't value it.
Right.
You're going to take care of things that you value. So like him, like us going our separate ways, it was like, okay, I got to value me.
Yes.
You know, I have to do what's best for me. I have to, in order for my children to be the best version of them, their mother is the best version of her.
Yes, I love that.
That was my. That's why I tell, listen, be you, and the man will come. Now I can't tell you when, cause child, yeah, I'm just saying. But enjoy your singleness. Enjoy your life. Live your life. Do whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do, do it. If it's something you want to go after, if 2020 ain't teaching nothing, child, tomorrow is not promised.
Yeah. Right, exactly.
So nobody wants to die feeling regret. So if it's something you want to go after it. The man and everybody.
So in speaking about that, you started your podcast this year. You elevated yourself. You went through so much and kept growing. How did you know it was the right time for you to do that? I know you said everything was going on in the world and you felt like it was the time for that, but how did you know personally, like you were like, I'm ready for it?
Okay, so I eat my boy. Genuinely, he gives us signs. And I have been talking about it for a long time. Like I always tell people, like my family, like, you don't watch TV. Like I watch the news and stuff, but I don't watch as much TV as I used to. I'm like, girl, I'm not watching the people on TV until I get my own TV show.
No, that's right.
Then I'll watch them. But until then, honey, I'm not watching them people because I'm way more entertaining. My life is entertaining, okay?
Right. I got a show right at home.
People. But I'll be like, well, tell me what happened though. I was like, I ain't gonna watch it, but you can tell me. I could gossip.
Right.
But I just happen to be, like I said, I talk about it with my friends, my family, and again, speaking things into existence. I'm like, girl, when I get that show, when I get that podcast,
yes,
I'm gonna start my podcast. Wait till y'all see that, right? So after I talked about it, I literally was at my computer working, and I happened to be scrolling, and I came across this girl that I follow. Her name is Tia. I can't think of her social media name, but her name is Tia. But she did an IGTV. And normally, like I said, I stroll, child. I be strolling, but then I'll be like, all right, gotta get back to work. So I tapped on it. It was IGTV or whatever. But then that's when I came across the Insta podcast. Because I know like I said, as you grow and you evolve and you become she, you know, you will realize your limitations as well. And one of my limitations is, one, procrastination. I'm working on it. But I know too that, like, I know how long it takes me to like learn technical stuff or whatever the case may be. And I know that with all the stuff that I have going on, there are certain things I need to delegate. You know? So I genuinely was like, Lord, like I need somebody to do it for me. All I need to do is talk on my podcast and keep it moving. Right. And send it to somebody and somebody tell me what it is. Right. So in strolling, I tapped on the IGTV, didn't know what it was about. Just happened to tap on it probably because it was pink in the back. I don't know why I tapped on it. It was her talking about her starting her podcast and her doing it through Insta podcast with Jessica. Right. I did not know my producer before my podcast. Literally didn't know her. We have not met face to face yet. She stays in Florida. But like literally I was like, is this a sign? Like, what it is?
Another one.
Right, another one. Okay. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna just reach out. I'm gonna see what she say. Right. So reach out to her. Then we set up a consultation, and like I know that was actually the best decision that I made. So because it allowed me to start something that I've been talking about for a long time. But me recognizing my limitation,
right?
Me finding someone who could actually help me in that limiting area.
That's key. That's key.
Exactly. But you have, once you recognize your limitations,
right,
you find somebody who can help you do it. You know? So if you find somebody that can help you do it, like I said, I'm procrastinating. She's working on it. But I found somebody who is not a procrastinator in her.
right.
And so now, like, if it's something I need, she's like, oh, I'm gonna hold you to the fire now. You know, like, okay, I gotta get this out. We gonna post this on this day. Or whatever. But just as well as there's my boy, there's also a devil. Girl, the devil would try to come in and hit you with all. You ever run track or seen somebody run track?
Yes.
And they get to them hurdles. That's the devil, y'all. That's the devil.
And he be waiting too. He be sitting right there. Like, I'm here.
Okay. Sometimes he'll put them hurdles in the way, like back.
Yes.
And it's like, you're not gonna do this. We're not doing this today. Going over there. But you have to recognize those things, and I think that those things are important when you are becoming she.
Yes, I love that. Now, you talk a lot about, one thing I like is you talk a lot about your faith and how, like, you are so faithful and you lean on it so much. How important was having faith in just stepping out? Because you have so many things going on, right? Say, like, how am I going to juggle another thing? And I know you said who helped you, but in your personal life, how important was it for you to lean on that faith to say, like, okay, I know this is like another thing I'm carrying, but I can do it?
I feel like my life experience with, like, because I've had a lot to happen, like, with family. So, like, 2020 is not my worst year. 2019 probably was my worst. You know, so, like, and that was just that year. But before that, again, all of these experiences,
right?
I'm big on God only gives the toughest burdens to the ones who can carry the weight. And when I say, baby, 5 duffel bags be on my back. Oh, Lord, child, like going in the military, child. Like, but again, he only gives it to the ones he know can carry. You know, so granted, I'm like, year before last, one of my older brothers, he was 39 when he passed away, but he was in a bad car accident. And he was paralyzed from, like, the chest down. So he was only like 38 when he had the car accident. Was in the hospital for 6 months to a year. But he died at 39. So I'm like, so seeing him, like, he worked hard. Like, our parents are big on, like, workers. So we always 2 jobs, right? We always had that. All of my, like, girl,
you always gotta have an extra set of income.
Yes. High job for the first job. You know? So we've always been that way. But I feel like with him, his jobs and him always trying to do his work kept him from living his life. So, like, when he got in his car accident, in my heart, he was just starting to, like, travel more, do more, and do different things. And then he had the car accident. So after the car accident, like I said, like, it literally shattered everything, including his mouth, his teeth.
Wow.
You know? So him dying at 39, it's like, he just started, you know? So going through all of that, hospital visits every weekend and all of that, it just shaped me to be like, if I don't do anything else, and then seeing all these people dying this year. You know? Like 200 and counting, 200,000 and counting.
Right.
You know, so seeing all these people go through all this now, like, man, if it's something I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fail till I get it right.
I know that's right. Yes.
But I mean, that's just how you have to see it. Like, you can't see it. Well, you can't see it as a failure. You have to see it like, okay, I won't do that again. Let me find something else. You know, I will say one downfall about me is because I want to start these things. It's not perfect. Like, I don't always do it right. I don't always get it right. I keep trying, you know, and that is a big thing that you have to, you know, even when something doesn't go right, even when, you know, it seems like it's never going to be right. Like, that is the main time you got to keep going.
Right. And that's important. That's definitely important. And I think it's important. No, it's okay. I think it's important to, like you said, to really just do what you love and try new things and keep pushing until you get it right, or until you find something else you want to do.
That is okay. You'll find something. You know, like I've seen, like, I think what's the girl name? Super. Super Simp. Like her, she started out with like doing, like, girl, when she first started doing a makeup store, she was horrible. She's even said this. She was like, oh girl, like, she was terrible, and she was doing them on live and was terrible. Like, I'm telling you, so she was looking like she had some color pencils on her face, and you know, she like brown skin, you know. So but guess what she created? The crayon box.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Yes.
She was like, she got wasn't it like 1 million in like 90 minutes? An hour?
She did amazing with that. It was like selling out.
So you wouldn't think that the girl that started out looking like Crayola would turn a brand into Crayola. You know, so seeing that, it's like, oh girl, I can do anything.
And that goes to show you can turn anything into something. Like,
that's it. That's it. Surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with people who pour into you as much as you pour into them.
Right.
And like, again, like, you have to find ways to pour into yourself. Like, find, whether it's motivational things, and I'm big on motivational quotes. I'm big on affirmations. I'm big on watching like Pastor Todd, Joel Osteen, Jake's daughter, Sarah Jakes Roberts.
I like her. I really like her.
Yeah. Yes. But I guarantee you, when you start doing those things, man, it gives you that level of confidence. And again, that's another reason why I joined Mary Kay too, because, you know, a friend of mine was doing it, but they have these Black powerful women who are just genuinely the most inspirational. Like, when I say we have like meetings and stuff, I get off the meeting, I be like, oh, I can do anything. Okay, we about to figure out how we're gonna work this business today.
I love that, because I feel like I don't think I've ever really seen a lot of Black people like in Mary Kay.
I promise you, like, if you get on, we're gonna set up a pampering day.
Yes.
With one of my friends who actually put me into it, but then we have a group, and I promise you, like, I feel like I joined it more so for the camaraderie and to be among Black women who are like so uplifting and powerful and want to see you win. So like, that is the big thing, like finding a community of women, or, you know, if you're a man, you know, find you know, right? But, you know, finding people who genuinely can pour into you. And sometimes what you'll find is people will, how can I put this? People will see you before you see you. That's like sometimes we doubt ourselves. We be like, I don't even want to do this. So I don't want to, or I'm not this, or ain't nobody gonna listen to this. And it literally took my little cousin messaging me, and she was, and literally on like, I was on Bruce Fat D's or something like that. I was like, girl, Lord Jesus, I don't know what to do. I gotta go to this photo shoot, child, and I'm just looking all kind of fat, right? So she was just like, I wish you could see the person that I see. And this is my little cousin. What person you see? What are you talking about?
You know, because I'm still looking
like, right. But she sent me this, and she's a woman of a few words. So when she talks, you listen.
Yeah.
You know? So she sent me this long three different paragraphs of messages, child. And I was about all the things that she sees and I'm doing. And you want to be surrounded when you're growing or becoming she, or you stepping out on faith. You have to be surrounded by people who will motivate you and see where you're going.
Yes, that's real. I'm old, just FYI.
You have to, because if you do, girl, take it. But seriously, like if you not, because you can't be around people who are like, why are you doing that?
Yeah.
You doing something else? You know, I'm like, okay, I just know I can't talk. Right. And that's fine. That's fine. Move right along.
So in that, with everything you have going on and surrounding yourself and creating your community, what would you say to someone who is trying to figure out how to continue to pour into themselves with everything they have going on? Because you said you have a lot going on. You continue to want to have people in your area who pour into you, but also you want to continue to pour into yourself. So what would you give someone who's thinking about that, who's saying like, I'm struggling right now to balance everything and continue to still take care of me? Because you're a mom, you do podcasts,
right,
like everything.
So, what's the question?
How would you? What would you give? What advice or what tip would you give someone who is trying to find ways to pour into themselves with everything they have?
Oh, well, I would say that one, like I said, affirmations or quotes are big for me, but not just any old anything. You have to think of what you're feeling at that moment,
right?
How you're feeling or what you need at that moment. Oh, and I'm big on Pinterest, so I go to Pinterest and I'll find quotes. I'm like, oh, motivational quotes when you're feeling discouraged, motivational quotes when you're feeling, depressed, or motivational quotes when somebody left you, but you need to realize that you better off,
right?
And I'll be like, oh, then you find the right one and be like, this is me. Okay, this is what I need. That's one way. Another way of pouring into yourself. Again, we're living in unconventional times. Find something for you to do for you. Like do something for yourself, whether it's getting your nails done, whether it's getting your pedicure, massage, whatever it is, shopping, all of the above. Therapy is always my go-to. Okay. But find something that you like to do for you, and do that, but also something that feeds your spirit, feeds your soul, like I genuinely, I go to YouTube. I'm big on YouTube. So I go to, like I said, Pastor Todd, Joel Osteen. And again, sometimes we need something that is going to speak to us about how we're feeling in those moments.
Right.
If you're feeling discouraged about your business, if you're feeling like, something's going on and you don't know what it is, whatever that emotion is, you channel all of that and find something on there that you can listen to fill you back up. Because it's like a car. Like we're like cars. So, I can't drive my whole car to New Jersey. Eventually what I gotta do, I gotta fill up. Right. So that's just how you feed your spirit. That's how you feed your energy. Like you have to recharge and find that okay, I'm coming.
It's okay, beat them all.
Girl, these kids, and they think I'm just Chef Boyardee, right? But find something that you can do for yourself. And find something find a community of people that pour into you. Like I pray that everybody has someone.
Yeah.
Like I pray that they do. And to be real and just being real. And not all people are going to have your best interest at heart. Right. Not all people, including family.
That's real.
Especially sometimes family.
That's real.
Like, especially like old people, bless their heart. Old people, those are the biggest little discouraging little things. Yeah. they are discouraging, you know, but it's not. I don't now. I realize that I can't get mad. I just realized that we're in a different era.
Right.
You know? So their era is you work, you find you a good job, you stay on that job, and if you're lucky, you can get your retirement in 20 years.
Right.
That's the mindset they have. You know? But us, we're in this millennial phase where it's like, okay, wait. So you mean to tell me that all they do is show up to a radio show and do an interview and get paid $1,000? You mean to tell me the people pay these people to put on clothes and take pictures?
I'm not going to that 9 to 5 anymore. I'm going to go there.
No 9 to 5 included?
Right.
Child, we to check it. You know?
Right.
So that's our mindset now. But in order for you to keep that mindset, whatever it is you want to do, you have to be surrounded by people who pour into you.
Right.
Who I'm so blessed to have the family and the friends that I have. Genuinely, I can call them and be like, okay, what do you think about this? I think I want to do this. I want to do this, you know? And they genuinely give me feedback, give me, you know, matter of fact, one of my friends came up with a good idea recently. We're going to do a business visual board party.
Oh, I like that.
Right. So all of us are going to get together and everybody has like different businesses that they want to start or want to, this is my best friend messaging, but, like all of us have a business that we want to start or we're launching or we're in the process and we want to grow. So we all go together to like a vision board party where we basically bounce ideas off.
I love that. That's dope.
Yeah, girl. You can come.
Yes, let me know. I'll be there. I have a couple businesses I want to open sale. So let me know.
I'm telling you, 2 heads or 5 heads is better than one.
Right.
And again, when you are becoming she, it's better to go together than alone.
Yes.
You get farther when you go together. You still get there alone. Right. But it won't be as impactful or it won't. I'm not gonna say it won't, but it'll take longer.
Right.
Because anybody who says I did it all by myself, they lying.
You can't ever do it by yourself. You can try.
Right. Even if it's somebody just motivating you. Like you cannot do it by yourself. You know?
Right.
That is something I would say. Definitely. So, I can make Black Momma and tune in or DM me.
Yes. So in the last question before we get to know how we can check out your podcast when you post episodes, what is stepping into she? What is one way you've stepped into she or this year?
One way that I did? Oh, well, definitely starting America's Black Momma.
Yes.
That was a bonus. Start my Mary Kay. That's the bonus. That's the way of stepping into she. And then also, like I said, getting more in tune with my boy. That was actually, like I said, I'm not perfect, but I always knew, I always had confidence in my boy. But that is something that genuinely will evolve over time. And my connection with him is evolving. As it is evolving, I'm genuinely like at a place of peace, but also at a place where I'm not stopping until I become a billionaire, child.
Yes, I love that.
But again, that is mindset, mind over matter. So changing my mind probably was the biggest thing in 2020 that was really, really good.
I like that.
Step into she.
Yes, you have been stepping into she. You stepping into a podcast. You stepping into a business. I love it. You stepping into a mindset.
Jumping out of all of them. Okay.
You just stepping into it. You like, what am I next? Let me go ahead and jump right in.
Okay. Like, y'all can't all of that.
Right. So tell us, everyone on, so thank you for coming on and talking about your journey.
Talking
about the podcast. And I love it. Thank you so much. you just posted a new episode, so tell everyone when they can catch your episodes of your podcast, how they can listen to you, where they can go.
Elonda Styles is my Instagram, of course, but also add me on America's Black Momma. And that's my podcast, and it's all over on any podcast streaming, Apple, Spotify, you name it, it's there. You can catch me there. I have YouTube, Elonda Styles there, mostly videos, styling videos, things like that. But my podcast is there. I'm trying to think of what else.
And when do you release episodes? Is it every week?
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, okay.
Working Women Wednesday.
Yes, I like that. Working Women Wednesday.
Yes.
So you just released one today, so you guys gotta go check out her
new
episode.
The one today is talking about the VP debates. Because y'all know, Lord, the Fly got most coverage.
He has his own page. He has his own Twitter following. Like, I was like, Fly is most famous.
Today, I saw somebody on YouTube praying to the Fly child. Talking about, Lord, baby. Talking about Jesus.
Did you see it today with the Supreme Court hearing? There was a fly on her shoulder too. So no, it's, you gotta go check it out on Instagram. It's like sitting right there on her shoulder. I was like, oh, this is like they out here just showing out.
Girl, I said that was RBG child. I don't know. It was somebody coming back as this fly child, because these people are not living right. They're not living right. They're not right, and they're just crazy.
Yes,
crazy.
Exactly. But this episode is about the VP.
Yes, talking about the VP debates, talking about the importance of voting.
Yes.
And being registered if you are not, and you still have time to, finding a plan, and the impact that 2020 elections are going to make, the importance, and how we all have a duty or a role in all of this.
Right.
That's the biggest thing. Everybody has a role. You just have to figure out what your role is. And it's more than just voting. Like, this is genuine life or death. And yeah, so check it out.
Yes.
It is talking about my girl, Kamala.
Yes. So thank you again for coming on and talking about your journey. This was so good. You will see. Good. Yes, and I told you I'm gonna quote you on a couple of things, so you will see them on my page.
Girl, and that's fine. That is fine. That is fine.
And we will be checking out your podcast every Wednesday. Spotify, Apple, all of the streaming devices, YouTube, everything. Yes, you have some people in here. Yes, Elonda, yes, cousin. You have a lot of comments in here. People were loving everything you said. So thank you for inspiring women and men on here, because there was some men on here today. I saw y'all checking in.
Look, it is single mother.
The plug, y'all get the plug.
The
She's a single mother.
Okay.
And she got her own businesses, so is she a boss? So
look, I ain't coming to fund nobody now, but you got to get in when you
make sure if you step in it, if you're trying to step there, she got her own businesses, so y'all better come.
Oh yeah. Girl, anytime.
Yes, thank you.
I love everything that you're doing. I love genuinely. If I don't know who need to hear this, but keep going.
Thank you. Yes. Anyone else on here? Y'all need to hear this. Yes. Thank you for inspiring us so much. Yes. All right. You have a great.
All right, girl.
We'll talk soon.
All right. All right. Bye, girl.
Bye.